Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode.
All right. Well, today, is a good day. Today's a Friday, and one personal win. I celebrated my first ever company reorg today. That was pretty cool. Well, I guess I did 2 days ago, but I got a random email at like 10 o'clock in the morning for a 1 p.m. calendar invite, and it said update, and it was with my director and one other person. It's like, great. What's the update? Network in tech, a lot of competitors in our specific area of tech and in other parts of tech, they're doing layoffs. And even today, like Wayfair announced, hey, they laid off 18% of their corporate staff. Like, great. Regardless of your personal performance or your contribution, if you're in the job role, the wrong department, you got axed. And that sucks because you could do everything right and get fired. And that is not cool. So all I'd say, got the invite from my VP, my director, the person I report out to, and it was with him and some other person that I haven't met before. And long story short, they were doing one-on-ones with people to share with them that teams are being restructured, everyone still has their roles, but we're now doing different roles, have a different direct manager. So I'm now reporting to someone slightly different. So, that's awesome. Yay. That's really cool. So survived my first one of those. That was really nice. But along with that, had the one-on-one with my store manager today. Done really well, and energy seems a little bit off today. And so I just wanted to say, hey, if you're gonna tell along the way, we're doing this, we're doing that. I don't know how this is all gonna pan out on like the time commitment or if we're gonna sell this thing. So I don't have a crystal ball, but we've got to make this change of this reason, and this has to go for that reason. So any way that I can be supporting, what else are you seeing? Like, what things do you do? Like, how can you brainstorm together? So just opening things up and being vulnerable. It's definitely a scary time when you give the P&L and folks see that the studio is in the hole after 3 months of ownership. And on a month-to-month basis, 1 month was flat, one was really up, one was really down. And so communicating confidence and vision and that we are going to be okay is my job. And my job is to map out a winning game plan. And their role is to follow the game plan and to figure out the details along the way. And so it was a really good conversation. And something else that I guess it's the imposter syndrome side of things. Last night I went to like a men's group at my church. It was pretty cool. And people are hopping up and talking. And beforehand, I'm talking with like one of my closer guy friends, and she was like, "Yeah, like you say to the gym, like we're not in a great spot right now, Penny." And he was like, "Oh, well, like like are you having to dip into personal savings or like, well, no." Say, well, like what's left in the thing? Like, oh, we have this much. Like, oh, okay. And like had to go somewhere from there. Like we're cash. Just like. Line of credit with the bank for like $60,000. Like, oh, okay. Well, you can use that before your personal money is, right? Like, well, yeah. Like, well, how long until like things turn into a better spot? Like, oh, probably like 3 months. Like, oh, okay. You won't burn through that whole thing in 3 months, will you? Like, well, probably not. He's like, okay. Well, you'll be okay. Oh, why do you have more faith in me than I have faith in me? No, it's just kind of funny. And then like, there's one session in the evening, like we're eating dinner, like meeting all new people, because some people we're all there for different reasons and meet people. And one of my longtime friends has like introduced me to one of his friends. He's like, oh, and we actually met at the gym back in the day, and lo and behold, like Nathan actually lives at the gym nowadays, and starts talking to this random guy I don't know. It's like, oh, like have you guys been into kickboxing in a while? Kickboxing studio. Have you owned stuff before? He's like, oh, that's really cool. I really love to do that myself someday. And like, people assume like things are going really well, and they're not always going really well. And like when you're talking with strangers, they think like things are just fine. Like it'll be okay. And that's the truth. When you talk to friends, it's like, okay, like things are in a rough patch, but there's upside. You got runway to get there. Like it'll work out. And that's really cool to have those people in my life. And I think I have a lot of negative self-talk. And what's the phrase I heard recently? I don't know how to be kind to myself. And that's really the truth. I had these high expectations, these high aspirations. No. And if we hit the big goal, like that's normal. And if we fall short of a big goal, but we still do like very well, I think we did not. And so thinking of it another way, like if I was a football team and we didn't win a game, like it's a bad day. And if we won the game, like that's normal. And like I don't celebrate the win. Or here's another one. If I'm a golfer and I get a par or a birdie, I think that's normal. But if I have an off hole and I'm not doing very well and I get a bogey, then something is dramatically wrong. Which granted, in golf you're supposed to get par all the time. But like I expect being top 10% person is what my 50% average patient. I keep trying to say the same thing over and over, and hopefully I've said it by now. But I'm not very nice to myself, and I don't give myself wiggle room to figure this out. And tough pill to swallow. All I'd say, there's upside. People believe in me. I believe God believes in me, and I have to be nice to myself. I'm not figuring all of this out. So we're gonna go home. I'm meeting with my coach to figure out how to make this higher ticket package and how to market it and sell it to our current members. It's how like a ton of our members want to have like a Christian conversation. So that's something that we can sell, like $50 for a 30-minute Christian consultation. I don't know. And then later today, I'm meeting with a company that does lead follow-up and scheduling an appointment because I'm losing my sales rep guy. And so I need someone else to do it. Because I can't do it, and my management team should not be doing it. So whether I go for don't. They basically hire virtual assistants to do the outsource work for you. So whether I go for someone that their goal is to sell these memberships, or their goal is to set appointments, people show up, or they do some sort of both. I'd be figuring out those things. And so maybe I just overbooked my schedule and I need to reduce the number of things I'm working on. I'll admit there's a little bit of sadness realizing that I survived the corporate layoff because part of me, like the risk and reward side is like, well, what if I was a self-employed person? And what if I was only a coach on how to acquire businesses? And what if the gym was like the thing I spent 20 hours a week on, and I spent 15 hours a week coaching people on how to buy a business? And it's like, what if? But there's always going to be stressors. There's always going to be bottlenecks. There's always going to be, money's always going to feel tight. There's always going to be family dynamics you want to work on. And you can't dwell on the what if. And today is a blessing. And I'm glad I have the role that I have. I'm glad I'm at work today. But just be aware of my own thoughts. And I need to be more aware of. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. We're going to be more aware of our thoughts, and we're going to breathe confidence into the deep. Let's rock and roll.
This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.